What's up, Honey Badger Nation, man? Good to be back with you guys. What's up, fellas?
What's happening?
Experiencing some of that cold weather, Albie. 40 degrees here this morning. Not liking it.
It's cold here.
That's just because I turned my AC up.
It's sunny here, but it's definitely chilly. Fall's here. I don't mind it. Every year, end of October.
I love fall. Fall's great.
It was like
it's like every other season.
78. Yesterday was like 78 here. Weird.
Yeah, it's like that every day in Puerto Rico, right, Jay?
Yep, every day.
That's awesome. So what's good, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you got any questions, comments, throw it up, and we will we'll dive into it. But man, I wanted to get y'all's take on a couple things. It's a good call with Coach yesterday, with Coach Burt, and he's been talking a lot this month about currency, and currency is just, it has to move, right? Let's just think of it like a current in the river, and things have to move, and activity has to drive it. But he got into skills, talking about skills yesterday, and he's his whole point is that our skills are being tested like they haven't been tested in quite some time. And he kind of wrapped up the call saying, if you have an average skill set, you will get crushed. And you have to focus on, becoming world-class with your skill set. So just love to, from both of your perspectives, what are the skill sets the Honey Badger Nation really needs to be paying attention to, that they need to be sharpening so that they don't fall into that average skill set and get crushed like Coach was talking about?
You better up your conversation. You're gonna have to increase your volume of conversations. Number one. Number two, you better polish your skills, your communication skills of how to educate and inform without losing rapport with a buyer or seller. I think those are going to be really important elements of success, is how you are able to communicate what's going on and how you align that to people accomplishing their goals.
Yeah, I concur. I would say that the biggest challenge that we're going to be facing in the next 12 to 18 months is trying to unprogram the seller's minds that their property values are higher than they are, which that was kind of the market I was born into. We weren't born into this easy market where prices were just going up month over month over month, year over year, to where you stuck a sign in the yard, put it in the MLS, and it's going to have 10 offers. I've never experienced a market like that. Even in 04, 05, when the market was hot, it was hot, but it wasn't like that hot like it's been the last 4 years.
Right. And
we had to learn the skill of, it's really like a counseling skill. It's really a human. It's being able to communicate, like you said, Jay, but like on a humanistic level, understanding. I remember getting frustrated because people just would not listen to me, which is actually the beautiful part about the CHSA is because it handles, establishing that authority up front, doing the right things in the right order are going to ultimately position you as an expert with authority with the seller. They're going to listen to you differently, like they would listen to a doctor when the doctor prescribes whether it's a medication or a procedure that they need to have. It's life-saving. You listen to that doctor, and we listen to the doctor because they have an authority. They got the white coat. They got 8-10 years of, whatever. Well, we listen to most doctors, not all, for sure. Fauci. No, just kidding. So anyways, it would be establishing and for me, it was at bats. I had to go out and have at bats and fail and not get the listing, and then get pissed off and competition's good. So get out there and compete and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to lose out on the listing appointment, because you're going to get better if you go on enough of them.
Yep.
100%. And to your point too, Al, and everybody listening in, there's going to go out there and there is becoming a time that once you do your kind of the analysis and what their objective is and kind of where they're at, you're going to decide that it's not good to take the listing, right? The real motivation's there. They're not in a situation and you have to be at a point to be able to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And so, when you're looking at the conversions, right? The same process is still the same process. It's just the conversions. And so, how many face-to-face that you need to have to be able to take a listing, or even face-to-face with the buyer to even, hey, do you even want to move forward with them? And it's, you're going to lose some, but there's also going to be these situations where like, hey, based upon your goals and your objectives and your situation, it's better for you to just stay put or for you to rent it, or right. Just to give them that true expert advisor advice. And I think there's a lot of agents that haven't had to have that kind of conversation because it's, there's been enough gap to where that they could just throw it on the market and they're going to get an offer and it's going to sell. So, it's not everybody I meet with agrees to do business with me. That's not a true conversion. So you got to be real careful when you're looking at how many deals do we need this month, and then what are the metrics that drive that to be able to pay attention to.
Man, I don't know where I heard this.
I'll tell you the agents that aren't going to make it.
Who dat?
Go ahead.
No, who ain't going to make it?
Oh, well, the agent that has the listing on the house I made an offer on the other day. That's for sure. That agent's a fucking idiot. And I made a full price offer on a house that's been on the market, I think 17 days at the time. They didn't, I don't even know if she presented it. And ultimately I wasn't emotionally attached to it. Amber was probably a little more emotionally attached than I was, but we hadn't seen the house, but made a full price offer. Then they come back to me because they accepted another offer and it already fell through. And I offered $1,250,000. So 50,000 less. They're asking 1.3. Now it's been on the market 28 days. They didn't even present the offer, did an open house, didn't get an offer. I rescinded my offer as soon as the open house started. So, it's just a different time. And, this is a new agent that thinks everything sells. And, now everybody that's looking at that property that's been on the market 30 days, they're not going to get a full price offer. And so they missed out on, that's going to cost them, I bet $100,000 because they weren't being advised properly. And, the agent was just an idiot. So, that kind of stuff, people like no different than me, man. I pulled the offer because I still think there's more room to negotiate. Now I'm not, they're motivated. They already bought another house. I already knew all the information. So if somebody else wants to buy it, they can buy it. If not, I'm gonna wait around and see what else comes up because, buyers are in more control now. They're not in that, time where, oh, you better make a full price offer. We're doing an open house today. That shit don't work no more. So it's just interesting. But, the agents that don't know how to properly advise their clients in this new marketplace they're definitely going to have challenges.
That reminds me of a lesson in positioning to, position yourself to negotiate from a position of strength and not weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And why I was smiling for the last few minutes here is I don't remember where I heard this, but it was like in the last week or so since EXPCon, someone was saying that their marketing is so strong and they're, I don't know if it was maybe because of YouTube or if it was whatever they were doing was so strong that their agents would walk into a listing and they wouldn't even have to, they threw away their listing presentation. Didn't even need it. They were just signing people up. And I was starting to think, I smiled a little bit because there's a hair bit of truth in what they're saying. Like if you are really killing it in the marketing game, you're doing it the right way, you're leveraging, a celebrity endorsement and you're doing video the right way and you're really connecting with your audience, like a 10 out of 10, that could be some truth to it. But I'm going to tell you this, you're probably talking to, the agent that you're saying that could have thrown away his listing presentation over the last 3-4 years. Anybody could have done that. Literally anybody walked out of real estate school with a license and said, I'm licensed, could do the same thing, you know, because it's easy. It's been easy. And now the reckoning's coming, and it ain't going to be easy. If you've had your license less than 5 years, you're going to find out that you need to sharpen your skills. You need to learn the listing presentation. You need to do the right things in the right order so that they will sign on the dotted line with you, which is the goal, at the right price, at your terms, and you know, beat the competition out. So I don't know. It just kind of made me smile that I've been through one of these cycles already, and the last time it kicked me right in the ass. And you know, I've been talking a lot about this on social media, because I'll do a little selfish. I have 2 selfish plugs today, by the way. One, go to the EXP IG account. They let me steal their stories for the day.
Nice.
So
All right.
I'm just getting started on those. I'm trying not to break the rules. They sent me the rules, and I think I've been, you know, pretty much right within in the realm of the lines. But I talk about this in those stories about how I got my ass handed to me in 08 and the lessons I learned from it and what we can carry over to 2023 market, and not make the same mistakes that we've made twice. You know,
I'll tell you, I was laughing because we all have our horror stories, right? So like we had just been in the development stage of CHSA, and you know, you think sometimes you don't have to articulate your process in the system of how you're going to get the job done. And I always tell the story, man, my sister, I didn't think I had to articulate the process and the value to my sister. It's my little sister. She trusts Big Brother. I'm going to get it done. It was the worst fucking experience I've ever had in my life. And she about killed, like Carla wanted to kill me more than my sister wanted to kill me because I made Carla deal with her because I couldn't deal with her. And it really tarnished our relationship for several months. And then, you know, we mended everything, and then come full circle, she wanted to sell her house again before they were leaving. And I'm like, I ain't making this mistake again. I took her through the whole process, seller counseling interview, like here's the pre-deliverable stuff. We sat down. I went through all 7 laws. I said, do you believe that this is the best system to get your home sold at the price and get you guys out of here and get you up to Tulsa? Right? Like I went textbook, and it was one of the most amazing experiences for her, for me, for the team, for Carla, just everybody. It was amazing because we didn't skip any of the damn steps. And that's the thing, right? Agents have been skipping steps, and we talk about it all the time, right? Skipping steps just presents the illusion of speed, and it's going to get you at some point. And what's happened is over the last couple of years, like you said, Al, just throw my listing presentation away. It's catching up with them right now.
Yep.
Indeed it is.
Hey guys, so we got a question here. So talking to an agent in a small brokerage, should you approach them or the broker owner about EXP?
I think it starts with who do you know? You know, who do you have a relationship with if you're gonna be starting a conversation? You know, if I had to choose, I would choose you know, because I relate most with the small brokerage and I understand the challenges that they have and what they're trying to accomplish. And I think that's where, you know, every conversation, you know, about EXP should start. It should be starting with where are they at? What are they trying to do? And so, you know, where do you have the most confidence in having that conversation with the broker or with the agent and the struggles that they're having? So, because nobody is going to want to have a conversation. Can't say this enough. If you haven't gone to honeybadgernation.com, downloaded the Rapid Funnel app and gone through the training in the coaching section, the agent attraction training, you know, the conversation isn't about EXP. The conversation should be about you know, where their A to their B is and what they're trying to accomplish. The answer will be, hey, you need to watch this video. You need to come to this event. You need to, you know, watch this live presentation, whatever, the invite. So that's the solution to whatever problem they have. And, you know, there's a separate video for independents and teams that we use that is really, really good at explaining the challenges because we've all lived them and have them. And so when we built that presentation, it's definitely keys in on the real issues that they have and explains the model in a way that's easier to understand. So, you know, the answer may be both,
but skills are being tested like they haven't been tested in.
So, the answer may be both, but
skills are being tested like they haven't been tested in.
So, the answer may be both, but
We got
what's happening?
Sorry about that. Me. I'm an idiot.
I was like, what the hell?
What's going on?
Is this a vortex of some kind?
You're like, if I have a little haze left over from nights ago, no.
Did I eat too much gummy last night?
That's epic. Oh my goodness. Bring us back on track here. So, we talk a lot about the, trying to solve their problems, yet not all people move away from the problems. A lot of people move towards opportunity. So I think also trying to find out kind of what their goals are, instead of just not only their pain points, but what are they trying to do, right? What are they trying to accomplish? And one of the things that we've been working through in strategic coach is a lot of the stuff that we've embodied about lifetime value. Don't get caught up in the transaction, get caught up in the experience. How are you creating a transformational experience for them? But where it all starts, and the conversation has to keep going. And this is kind of what coach talks about, what we talk about all in the training, find out what their problems are, what they're trying to accomplish. But what they talk about is the DOS framework. So D stands for danger, which are their fears, their challenges, kind of, the gap that they have. O stands for opportunities. So this is what we were just talking about, right? Hey, what are your challenges? What are your fears? But also, what do you desire? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you excited about? And then the S stands for strengths. So where do they have confidence? And you can help them, where we can help them is help them uncover what confidence they have, and either we have a solution or help them in their mind to overcome the fears, their dangers, and really capture the opportunities, the excitement that they have in front of them. And so it's really, really good. I think, like, we're talking about having more conversations and increasing that skill set. But and this is what they push hard at strategic. What we're talking a lot about right now is that those conversations have to always be around their dangers, their opportunities, and helping them uncover their strengths to help them achieve those things. Right? We're the guide. Al, you've talked a lot about this, right? We're not the hero here. We are the guide to help them achieve what it is they're wanting to achieve.
100%.
Yep. Agreed.
Love it. Honeybadgernation.com is the go-to resource for everything, has all the calls, has everything. So if you guys are kind of searching or looking for, hey, where are we going? What's going on? Honeybadgernation.com is the tool. I know, Albie, you just posted it there. So thank you. And I know we're about to transition over into the call with the Rapid Funnel team. Last week was a great training. She really broke apart how you can put in your own stuff. I know we have a treasure trove of resources, surveys, trainings, videos, things that they could utilize to be able to share. And then today we're going to get into really how to segment out that database and really manage the CRM, which is the Rapid Funnel. I want to share this, and I would love for you guys to get your take on it. I was talking with Collier last week, coming out of EXPCon, and he's definitely great on stage, right? Presenting and moderating, and it all goes back to, he went to Disney for 6 months, ended up staying 8 years, and he was the guy that was on the cruise ship that sold the biggest packages that you could buy, and so he had an opportunity at the time, CEO at Disney, and he asked. Was just kind of walking through, pointing out things. He just had kind of just a one-off conversation. And he asked him, he said, what is your Collier asked the CEO, what's your biggest challenge that you're facing and that you see, that you wrestle with now here at Disney? And he thought about it for a second. And he said, managing our CRM. Managing our CRM is the biggest challenge that we have. And because I know we went down the rabbit hole for years with the CRM and segmenting the database and really embracing the Jack Mitchell's, philosophy and concept around hug your customer and hug fields. And would you say, guys, how important that is for even on the real estate side and even for the agent attraction side, how important it is to really dial in that CRM?
Yeah. I mean, it is the lifeblood of the business. So, you have people in different processes, and it begins at, a suspect, someone who's, not even really a lead because you haven't qualified them, all the way to, the champions and the real raving fans that are referring you a ton of business. And you want to treat those people differently than you treat suspects in your database. So if you don't have a process that you're moving people through and you're not tracking all of those things, then you don't really know who your most valuable customers are that refer you the most. You don't really know, who are, your past clients that maybe haven't ever come back to you or never sent a referral. You need to have those segments of the database so that you can communicate to them differently. And, going to the hug fields, hug fields are, if you haven't seen the Harvey McKay 66, you can just Google McKay 66 and you can download it. It's like 66 questions you can ask to really get to know your customer. And we took quite a lot of those, not all of them, but made those hug fields in the database so that we had, personal information about, what their personal likes are and things of that nature. So that when you do have a next conversation, okay, yeah, this dude's a golfer or whatever the case may be. And you can be personally relevant with communication and professionally relevant. And so I think that's, it's a great point, John, that I think a lot of people struggle with. But certainly it's going to be hard for you to have a real business if you don't have this data and ways to communicate to people.
Yeah. When we looked at foundationally what we built the business on, right? What we stood really firm on with us. And it was, guaranteed sell, and it was some type of lead gen capture system, Tiger Leads, Boomtown, Commissions Inc. But then that third for us was the Raving Fan Club, which really came CRM, segmenting, knowing who your, like you said, your champions were, those that have done multiple deals, referred deals, gave you testimonials, have given you reviews, have given you a 10 on the Net Promoter Score, really just identifying who your best people really, really are. Gold. Right now, boot camp is going to get locked in. We're going to be, looks like we're going to be at the Embassy Suites in Frisco, Texas for December. So that should all be popping tomorrow. So you guys get your boot camp tickets registered. Any advice, a conversation with an agent who initially was talking to Mike Sherrard and decided it was not for him. However, he keeps dropping the odd question to me about it all. I'm with you guys, honey badgers.
Yeah, I would say get them on a call with somebody, one of us in your upline, and just see if we can fish out what the objection was. If they've already seen the model and for some reason decided it wasn't for them, rather than you digging, you using us or someone as a third party endorsement to do the digging and try to uncover the real objection and try to work through that, it's going to be the easiest way to get that person. So that's
100%.
I can't see the name of that person. And does anyone know how where are you broadcasting this on, John?
We're in a couple different places, so we can't see it. So I can come back around to it, but we need to jump over with the Rapid Funnel team. Yep. And jump on with us right now. That's the training today is how to segment people in your pipeline. I mean, that's exactly what she's training on today, and that you can join us training.thehoneybadgerapp.com. You can also go over to honeybadgernation.com, and the link is there as well. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys over there.
Yep. Whoever that was, send me a DM and I can help you out with that.
Yep. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks,
everybody.
See you.